What if we told you that some of the most iconic historical photos are not what they seem? Would you believe that something as innocent as a photo can carry secrets that completely change the way we look at history? In this video, we'll dive into the top 8 historical photos that look completely normal until you know the shocking truth behind them. Trust me, these images will make you question everything you thought you knew about history. Let's get started. 1. The bulletproof vest test, 1920s. Ever wondered how bulletproof vests were tested? Well, this photo from the 1920s shows a truly shocking test. In it, several men are seen shooting at a man who is wearing a bulletproof vest at point-blank range. It looks like a scene straight out of an action movie, but this was a real-life test, and it's even more disturbing when you realize that the person in the photo is willingly putting himself in harm's way to test the limits of the vest. The shocking part? The test was not staged. It was a standard method to prove how strong bulletproof vests could be in real-world situations, and, surprisingly, these tests were often done with no guarantees of safety. It was only after testing such extreme measures that the vest's true durability was understood. So the next time you see someone wearing a bulletproof vest, remember, it was once tested in a terrifying way. 2. The diver optical illusion, 1920s. This underwater photo taken in the 1920s is an optical illusion that'll make your brain twist. It shows one of the first ever underwater photographs of a diver in vintage diving gear exploring a shipwreck. At first glance, it appears as though the diver is above the water, but take a closer look at the air bubbles rising around him. This simple trick of the mind completely throws off your perception. You can almost hear your brain struggling to comprehend what's going on. It's one of those photos that you have to look at twice to truly understand. And the truth is, this was one of the earliest explorations of deep-sea diving, a technology that would evolve dramatically over time. Today, divers use sophisticated equipment to capture similar photos, but this early shot is a relic of the past that still mystifies people to this day. 3. Queen Elizabeth II in World War II, 1945. Did you know that Queen Elizabeth II was once an ambulance driver during World War II? In this photo from 1945, an 18-year-old Princess Elizabeth, before she became queen, is seen driving an ambulance in a role with the Auxiliary Territorial Service. It's hard to imagine the future queen performing such an ordinary job, but this was part of her contribution to the war effort. This image is striking because we see a young royal in a military uniform, doing what many civilians were doing during the war, contributing directly to the nation's needs. The truth is, Elizabeth was not just a symbol of the British monarchy, she was actively involved in the war effort. Seeing this photo shifts the perspective from royalty to an ordinary person stepping up during extraordinary times. 4. Hand-painting Disney animation, 1943. In the 1940s, animating wasn't as simple as clicking a button on a computer. This 1943 photo from Walt Disney Studios shows 2 women working on Disney's early animated films, painting each frame by hand. The idea that animation was once done this way might seem strange today with all the digital tools at our disposal. But the real surprise? These women were part of the hand-painting team responsible for creating the characters that we now recognize as Disney icons, like Donald Duck. It's a reminder of how far animation has come since those early days, and it makes you appreciate the painstaking effort that went into creating those first animated masterpieces. 5. James Dean's final photo, 1955. James Dean, the legendary actor, was a symbol of rebellious youth and Hollywood charm before his untimely death at just 24 years old. On September 30th, 1955, he tragically lost his life in a car crash, forever altering the course of his promising career. This particular photo, taken only hours before the crash, shows James Dean at a gas station in Los Angeles. In the image, he appears relaxed, carefree, and full of life. Little did anyone know, this would be one of the final photos ever taken of the beloved star. What makes this photo particularly haunting is the knowledge of what was to come. The stark contrast between the image of James Dean casually filling up his car in the tragic car crash that would claim his life just hours later is deeply unsettling. It's almost surreal to think that this seemingly ordinary moment would last for such an iconic figure. This photo represents not only the end of James Dean's life, but also the tragic loss of what could have been, his future roles, influence on film, and continued rise as a cultural icon. James Dean's legacy. cut short by a moment of fate, is a powerful reminder of how quickly life can change. His story serves as a poignant reflection on the unpredictability of life and the fleeting nature of time. 6. The first Ken doll, 1961. Barbie may be the most famous doll. But did you know that Ken, her male counterpart, didn't exist until 1961? In this ad photo from that year, we see the first line of Ken dolls, which were marketed specifically as a love interest for Barbie. This moment in history is fascinating because it highlights the beginning of a cultural shift towards the commercial success of gender-specific toys. What's even more interesting is the timing. Barbie was already a success, but adding Ken into the picture was a move to further enhance the toy's appeal. This photo marks the beginning of a new chapter for one of the most iconic toy franchises in history. 7. Women's gym class in 1920. Imagine stepping back in time to the 1920s for gym class. You wouldn't expect women to be dressed in modern athletic wear, right? Instead, this vintage photo shows women in skirts, flats, and conservative gym uniforms, performing exercises on wooden gym equipment. At first, it might seem like just another ordinary gym class from the past, but when you take a closer look, the photo becomes a powerful symbol of how far we've come in terms of women's sportswear and the role women play in sports today. Back in the 1920s, women's participation in physical education was often limited by the clothing they were expected to wear. The restrictive attire, paired with social norms that discouraged women from participating in physical activities, made it challenging for them to engage in sports as freely as men did. This photo highlights how gender roles in sports were rigidly defined and confined. Fast forward to today, and women are not only participating in sports but excelling in them at every level. From professional athletes to everyday fitness enthusiasts, women now have access to gear designed specifically for performance, comfort, and freedom. This snapshot from the 1920s is a testament to the progress made in both sports and gender equality, illustrating just how much attitudes toward women in physical education have changed. 8. Dog in a baby's pram, 1934. This photo from 1934 is one of those images that will make you do a double take. It features a dog sitting in a baby's pram, stroller, while a baby rests in the front seat of a car. At first glance, it may seem like a quirky and unusual sight, but as you dig deeper, it becomes a reflection of a very different time. In the early 20th century, safety standards for both children and pets were not what they are today. Back then, practices that we now see as unsafe or strange were common. What really adds to the intrigue is that this family was taking a 3-hour journey with this arrangement, the dog in the pram, and the baby in the front seat of the car. It seems unsettling today, especially considering how far we've come in ensuring safety in cars and for our children. This photo isn't just strange, it's a reminder of how much society's approach to safety has evolved. Children now sit in secure car seats, and our pets travel in well-equipped carriers. This snapshot is truly a glimpse into a bygone era where safety was an afterthought, leaving us grateful for the advancements we've made since then. And there you have it. 8 historical photos that seem completely normal at first, but once you know the truth, they'll change the way you look at them forever. Which one shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button to stay updated on more incredible stories from history. See you in the next video.